Hey, folks, Sir Charles Carey here, jumping on just for a moment. And welcome to another episode of Desktop Discussions. Sometimes it seems like I'm online fewer times than I used to be. And that's probably because the year is ending. I'm preparing for some other things, and I'm excited about it. And as you all know, when it comes to any kind of a project or event, you have to take time to prepare. You shouldn't spread yourself thin. That's one thing. And you shouldn't just jump into things on an ongoing basis without being prepared for them. So I am taking my time behind the scenes to be prepared. But today's topic, I guess I thought about it for a little bit. Everything is not entertainment. And the reason I thought about it is because as you know, and as I know, we see it every day. We hear it every day, whether it's online or on the news. There's always seemingly something happening that's horrific. I don't care if it's a shooting, citizen to citizen, police to citizen, politician, whatever it may be. And we are so drawn into it. It's so salacious, so appetizing. It seems to whet our palate so much that we're just all over it. And, yeah, you can write this down if you want, but it's something to keep top of mind. It's news, and it's definitely news. But my question is it newsworthy? Think about it. We hear about the negativity, and then this person is doing something on their podcast. That person is doing something on their podcast. And I do realize that some things as it relates to injustice is newsworthy. But sometimes I think we sensationalize certain things. And of course, it may be a case by case basis. But in my mind and in my eyes, there's a whole lot of cases out there because every time something happens, we're all over it as people. I'm not talking about a certain demographic, just as people. I mean, if you listen to television, and I spare no one, general media talking about national news, they're just as bad. In fact, I even think sometimes they spearhead it. It's all over every station. Every 5 to 10 minutes, they're capping it, recapping it, summarizing it, sorting it out, dividing it, inspecting it, investigating it. I mean, it's so much. And we may wonder sometimes, why is there such a negative cloud over America, over the world, right? And I think because sometimes some things are just not newsworthy. It may be news, but it's not newsworthy. And true, it may be content, but you have to ask yourself, what type of content is it? And if it's really about the negative slant on whatever platform, whatever industry, why are we so drawn to it? And I know the reason is that negative information draws our attention much more readily than positive information. It seems that if something is good or positive, great. But when something is negative, it's like, really? Why? How? Did you see it? Do they have any videos? Do they have any pictures? There's so many levels to the interest in the negative aspect of things that we're experiencing in our daily lives. And I think, unfortunately, a lot of times it's just a bit much. Now, I know you can't undo something that's real. You can't turn a blind eye, expect it to not matter. But you have to say, is it really worth my time? Is it? In fact, that's probably a better title for today's discussion. Is it worth my time, right? Not that everything is not entertainment. But I think I use that title is because the approach many of us take, those that are podcasters, those that are content creators, those of us that are online all the time, we jump into it and we're trying to make something out of it. In some cases, I think it can be done in a very clever fashion. and it can be done in a very purposeful fashion. It's just that it's so much. Sometimes I think we need to sort of let it go. Take note, but let it go, because we're giving life to the negativity. They say there's life and death in the power of the tongue. So the more you speak on this negative thing, whatever it may be, the more it's likely to fester and grow and grow and grow. And that seems to be exactly what's happening. And that's my perspective, but I know I'm an oddball. I look at things differently, and I look at them differently for a reason. And that reason is because I want peace of mind. I'm a realist. I know that there's negative things that happen in the world and in life, but I don't want to add fuel to those fires. So now another thing is, again, on the level of entertainment, whether it's a celebrity, an athlete, whoever it may be, sure, it could be considered entertainment. Yeah, it could be. But sometimes I think it's more than that. And many of us, we look at it just as entertainment. We don't take it to be anything more than, it's someone else's expense. So we can laugh at it, we can ignore it, we can talk through it, we can overlook it, we can share it. But sometimes it's really more than just entertainment. I'll be honest with you. I think sometimes these things that are happening, yes, it's content. And I know that sometimes it is entertainment. I get that. But I also believe in my heart that these are signs. And I'm not talking some spooky, woo. No, I'm talking about real life signs. Sometimes, as the phrase goes in the street, you better recognize, you need to recognize, you know, true facts, truth serum, all that kind of stuff. Well, there's more to it. It's not just a catchy phrase. It's because there is more to it. And sometimes when we see about or hear about and watch programs that kind of make us really like focus, it's because it's something that's real. It's something that can happen to you and something that can happen to me. We have to recognize that although some things may be under the category as content, for whatever purposes, there's more to it than just it being content. Sometimes it's a sign of recognize and realize that the things that you see and laugh at, it could happen to you. Recognize and see that the things that are happening is a sign for us to get our own house in order. Recognize and realize that, even this whole topic I'm talking about right now, everything is not entertainment. Some people rather hear you talk about something that someone did to you and talk that up and like, yup, yup, they want to add on to it versus realizing if someone did something to you, you know what? That could be my experience, my life, or something. If someone did something to someone else, that could be my experience. Maybe I should take heed versus looking at this content as just entertainment. Let's keep it real. Let's be real and honest. As you get older, they say sometimes your perspective changes. Things that you would take lightly when you were younger, now you take them with heed. You look at them differently. So it's not to be heavy and all that and unnerving, but let's just be real. Be real within ourselves. What can I say? Everything is not entertainment, but we have to do the things that make a difference and that matter most to us, because there may be a time when we are the ones that someone is talking about, or we're the ones that's in the midst of a situation, and we really don't want that to be our reality. Anyway, I hope you have a great day. I know we're getting closer and closer to the holiday, and I just like to say, there's still time. Take advantage of these holidays and get some relaxation in. Take advantage of these holidays. And even though you may have a lot of fun, you may turn up, you may eat, you may go out, you may party, do something for your mind, something mentally stimulating. On the Wordsmith Speakers Alliance, we've got up to 60% you can save on different educational and insightful content. And I would like to advise you and suggest to you and recommend, all in the same breath, go to Wordsmith Speakers Alliance. Take a look at what we have there. Look at the the audio programs, the video programs, and you never know, you might get something extra. We're in the process of doing some really fantastic things. We're excited about it, and we want to extend that offer to you because there's going to be always something new for you to be drawn into. And that's what's going to happen in this upcoming year. And there's always going to be better content, different insights. I would love to go on and on about that, but you'll see the post. So I want you to always remember to radiate the brain and change the game in your life, because there's always something good, but you have to be open minded to receive it. And you have to be sometimes looking for it. Until next time, you know the rest.